Welcome to the Fasting Podcast. Wow, Wellness and Optimal Weight. I'm your host, Julie Phillips, certified natural health professional for 2 decades. In the weekly episodes, you'll discover little known facts, simplified approaches, insights from the wellness coach perspective, valuable tips, and amazing wellness tools and technologies. And now, on to the show. This is episode 36, Self-Muscle Testing and Fasting. We're definitely energetic beings, and some things can make us strong, some things can make us weak, and some can leave us unchanged. So, the official name for testing your body's muscles is kinesiology or muscle response testing, MRT. Definition of kinesiology is the study of the principles of mechanics and anatomy in relation to human movement. To give you an example, if you say, I am a female, and you really are, you might test that the muscles in your body are really strong. But if you are a female and say, I am a male, you might test very weak. There was a clinical study on the National Institute of Health U.S. government site that said muscle response testing has repeatedly demonstrated significant accuracy for distinguishing lies from truths compared to both intuition and chance. And you remember we did an earlier episode on allergies. We talked about something that's across the entire world to help identify and eliminate allergies in minutes energetically. That uses kinesiology. There is a book that you can get very inexpensively online with Amazon, and it has 4 out of 5 stars on Amazon with over 100 people having reviewed it, and it's called The Art of Self-Muscle Testing for Health, Life, and Enlightenment by an acupuncture professional named Michael Hetherington. The Art of Self-Muscle Testing. What are some real easy ways to self-muscle test? My intro to muscle testing happened about 20 years ago. I had a life-threatening scare. My life was saved and changed dramatically with natural health. So I found out about a local health food store owner who I could go in and observe and watch. And I watched her. It was initially going to be a few days, but I watched her for many weeks. And she used this kinesiology. And it was just shocking because her clients would not only say, yep, that's correct, that you're absolutely right on with what's going on with me, but also some of her customers came back and said, whatever you had worked with me on with muscle testing the last time really, really worked, and everything is different now, and I'm really happy. Now, can we work on some other challenge? Also, as I was brand new to natural health 20 years ago, I'm quite the analytical, skeptical kind of mind, but I had a long ride to Atlanta from Tampa, and another new young wellness coach was in the car with me, along with a real experienced person who was very good at this thing called muscle testing. She taught us how to do it, and as we practiced all the way up and all the way back, we got the same answers or results with her doing it separately from me doing it. And apparently it really helped this experienced muscle test person to have a big breakthrough with their health regarding parasites. Very interesting. So the importance of a belief system and a clear mind is very important. You have to don't believe things that are not true, or they can influence the outcome. Keep your mind clear, and believe it or not, I actually had a 4-year-old help me with muscle testing like 15 or more years ago, because their mind was completely clear and open-minded, and they came up with great results helping me to muscle test myself. I taught muscle testing at a local school in Tampa probably 15 years ago. People find this very beneficial, and you always want to start with a simple yes, no first to see what's true and false feel like on you. I could say myself, I am a female, and then I should test that my muscles are very strong for yes, or I am a male, which is not true, and I would be weak. And then you could say, my name is Julie, I test strong. My name is Fred, I would test no and weak. I also wouldn't use questions. I would use statements. For example, my name is Julie rather than what is my name. So you want to use statements instead of questions. And here's a real easy one that a lot of people like. They could pick up a food or a product, Let's say, for example, you pick up maybe Coca-Cola or something that is not good for you, and you hold it up to your chest, the center of your energy system there. You put your feet shoulder distance apart, and you can close your eyes if you want to. And if you want someone on the side looking to see whether your body goes towards it and leans forward, or whether it tries to get away from it and leans backward, you might know whether it might be a good thing for your energy field or a bad thing. If it stays the same and stays straight up and down, maybe your body can take it or leave it. So that's called the lean or sway approach. Very simple. Some people say you have to face north, but I don't agree with that. Another approach that is really popular is the finger pull. Do this many different ways, but if you take your thumb and your finger together and you make like an OK sign where there's a hole in the middle, now you can take the pointing finger on your opposite hand and put it up through the hole. I would say, I am a female, and I'd hold the thumb and finger tight, making that hole tight, and I would try to pull through with my other finger. I'd try to break where my bond is open, and it would test strong, and I'd keep the circle intact, and then I start over and say I am a male, which is a lie, a falsehood, and I'd pull it and it might come right through quickly. So that's an easy way to see what does weak and strong feel like on me, as opposed to you might be very different. There's different ways of doing the finger pull. Instead of just putting one finger in there, I could have put the thumb and the finger up through that hole, through the bunny hole, and then separate them to see if I can easily pull that hole open on my left hand. But it's very simple if you like just one finger in there pulling it open. And you can see diagrams on the slides if you get a copy of the slides. Interestingly, the approach that we used, me and the other young novice coach 20 years ago on that long ride to Atlanta, was we used the smooth and sticky. So if you take your thumb and your ring finger, for example, it can be any finger you want, but I like the thumb and the ring finger on my right hand, and I'll keep them very loosely together. Before I touch them, I'll say, I am a female, and then I'll circle with my thumb, I'll circle on the pad of the other finger, and it'll be really, really smooth, which is a true on me. And then I'll separate them and I'll say, I am a male, which is a lie. And then I'll do the same circling and it'll be sticky. It'll like bump, bump, bump. So smooth and sticky, whatever works for you. And then you could say, my name is Julie, my name is George, to see smooth and sticky. Now you can test other things. If I was going to have a little 4-year-old child stand to my right, or a family member, and say, I'm going to hold my thumb and ring finger together tight. I want to see what's weak and strong. Would you pull my fingers apart when I tell you to? So I'd say, I am a female, and they'd try to pull my thumb and ring finger apart, but they'd be so strong, as long as they're not pulling crazy. But pulling firmly and pulling consistently is crucial. That's why I like self-testing instead of somebody else doing it, because you have control over doing it the same way every time. But if they pulled it and you saw, okay, Julie is a female, that was strong. Julie is a male, false, it was weak. My name is Julie, my name is Fred, weak. If they're standing on your right, they're not in front of you because they're not in your energy field. So now that's a way that you can test things. So now that we know what weak and strong is, and we do know that we could let a family member help us, how can it be helpful to fasting? Which foods might be better for me personally in my fasting efforts? So if I'm wondering, is this food versus that food really better for my fasting goals right now, I could hold that food, that organic apple or the organic celery or whatever, up to my chest area and have the same pulling to see if I am now, or smooth, sticky, to see if this is good for me. This is better for me than that type thing. I could do that for which supplements. So if you're taking an oxygenating magnesium to help you go to the bathroom, or you're taking the digestive gut blend or different enzymes or probiotics or whatever, and something that might be the best for you today, a month from now, it may be a different product. So this is a way to talk to your body. And if your body doesn't really change, if it's indifferent, you can say, well, maybe I just don't need this. It isn't bad for me. It isn't good for me. 2 meals a day will be better for me than 3 meals a day, strong. 5 meals a day will be better for me than 2 meals a day, false. So you can try to do things like that. Now, some people think a given food, such as an organic whipping cream made of milk fat, it's all fat, there's no carbs, there's no protein, but they might say, of course, I can eat all I want. First off, we know that that's going to be fat the body burns before your body, but a lot of people are often incompatible with cow's milk. And I won't go into all the details now, but you could bring that up to your chest and see now, are you weak or strong for this organic whipping cream? Also, you could say, I need to take measures to deal with yeast overgrowth candida and see if you're weak or strong. Think of different things that you like to test or ask your body and have fun with it, or completely disregard the topic. But definitely remember, the National Institute of Health had clinical studies saying it's really accurate when your mind is clear. So definitely it's worth a try. I really believe in it because I have 20 years of experience with this. So have fun. This was a fun topic. Next topic we'll be talking about is very detailed: mitochondria, glycation, and fasting. Possible next steps: watch all our future episodes, refer others, check out previous episodes and our website, www.thefastingpodcastwow.com. Watch our 28-minute video, lifeboatdoctors.com, and please give us a good review however you're watching us, whether you're on iTunes, and hopefully give us a 5-star review, or if you're on YouTube, we hope you'll like the video and subscribe to the channel. Remember, stay positive, focused, and determined, because where the mind goes, energy flows.